Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to a video series about writing our Arabic letters. Inshallah, the goal of this video is to help improve everyone's handwriting by following the simple rules and steps of writing in Arabic. Now, in general, from what I see in students' handwriting, many of us struggle with the line on which we write on and the size of our letters. We either write our letters too small or too large, and we even make our letters disproportionate in size. In order to have neat and correct handwriting, we need to follow the line and be slow in our approach. So inshallah, as we write more and practice, our hands will remember how to write all the letters without thinking too hard. So please pay attention, listen carefully, and take time to pause this video and grab your notebook and pencil so you can follow along. Let's first begin by looking at the drawing I've created here. As you can see, there's an ocean, and what is in my ocean? You might see some fish and some seaweed, or even some seagulls flying. But more abruptly, you can see the sailboat and the submarine. These two are a good representation of how our Arabic letters will be formed in relation to our line. Our line in this case is the ocean. If you see the waves at the top of the ocean, this will be our representation of the line. Now, our letters in Arabic, some of them will float like the boats, others will sink like the submarine, and others in Arabic will do some of both. Half of them will float and the other half will be submerged under the line. Now, if I scroll at the bottom here, you'll see a line. Yeah, I made some makeshift lines for us to practice on. And as you can see, you have the first four letters of the Arabic alphabet: Alif, Ba, Ta, and Tha. And one important thing, we'll start off with the letter Alif. One important thing about the letter Alif is that Alif is the tallest letter in the Arabic alphabet. As you can see here, Alif in this case is very, very tall compared to the Ba, Ta, and Tha. Alif takes up the whole entire line, while Ba only reaches about a quarter of the way to the middle, to the top of the line, or halfway to the middle line, which I've dotted out. Now, if we try to work on writing the letters, let's try to remove these. Remove. Now, if I try writing the letter Alif, Alif is very simple. There's two parts. You have the Hamza on top and the line at the bottom. So when you want to write Alif, start off with the Hamza on top. Try to get as close as you can to the top line. Make a C shape like this, the letter C. And don't let go of your pen. I let go for demonstration. But for you, do not let go of the pen. And continue outside, okay? Make a flat line under the C. Then from here it's very simple. Make a little gap between the Hamza and the Alif line, and straight line to the bottom. And there you go. You formed your first letter of the alphabet, Alif. The next one is the letter Ba. And Ba is actually very similar to our ocean drawing. If you see here, the sailboat that we have here has the same similar base shape that Ba has. So if I write the letter Ba over here next to the boat, you'll notice that the base shape of Ba is also floating on top of the ocean. If I draw my dots, of course, it will be swimming with the fishes, but specifically my base shape of the Ba is indeed floating on top of the line, right? It's right on it and it's on top, it's floating. It's not submerged under. Now, if I go down to my line here, you will do the same thing. So again, imagine that this is the ocean line that I have up there, right? And you're going to take your pen and you will start off about halfway from the middle line. So if you have the middle line, measure halfway with your eye and begin writing. And start your Ba. Start like that. And again, try to stay on top of the line. Don't go anywhere under. And then add your dot. That's going to be swimming with the fish. And there you go. You have the second letter, Ba. Now what's good about the letter ba is that it has cousins, and the cousins of ba are ta and tha. So in total you have ba, ta, and tha. And what's similar about these three letters are that ba, ta, and tha are all cousins. They all have the same base shape, but they have different dots. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So you'll see when I write my second letter, which is ta, I'm going to have the same sailboat shape. Ooh, see if we can write. There we go. I'll have the same sailboat shape, except that instead of my dots swimming with the fishes, my two dots go on top. Okay? And there you go. You have ta. And notice how the size of my ba boat and the size of my ta boat are about the same exact size. So your ba and ta cannot be disproportionate or different sizes. You can't have ta, for example, here, and then let's say your ba like this big. As you can see clearly, your ba and ta are not the same size. So try to keep all your letters around the same exact size for a nice, neat handwriting. Now, the next one after ta is tha, of course, and all you have to do is write the same boat-like shape and add the three dots. 1, 2, and 3. And just like that, if you practice it on your notebook, and do it again, when you practice, write them over and over again. Go slowly, write them large. By the way, a good tip from me is to write your letters large when you first start writing, and make sure you have the proportions correct. Alif is the tallest, ba is a lot shorter than alif, right? And they're floating on top of the line. So far, none of my letters from alif to tha are under the line. None of them are under. Only the dot of ba is under the line. Alright, the next group are jim, ha, and kha. Now, as you can see here in my little example, you see jim, ha, and kha look like they're swimming with the fishes. Here's the boats, and you have your little fishes under the ocean line. If I can draw the ocean water, this is my ocean water line. Now, the only part of jim, ha, and kha, and by the way, these are cousin letters. That means they're super similar, except that they have different dots. Okay, so they have the same base shape, and you'll notice that the belly is what we like to call it. The belly here is completely under the water. Okay, so if we practice writing them down, the first step is to make my slide. That's what you see up there. So step number 1 is to make the slide. Okay, so if you can imagine a little boy maybe going down the slide. So you first make the little slide, step number 1. And then do not let go of your pen. Make the same slide, and then make a big belly. Jim is nice and fat. She has a big belly. So the only thing left for my jim is my dot in the middle, right in the middle of her belly. And there you go. You have your first letter, jim. Same thing with the letter ha. Right there. And the letter kha. So again, make your slide. Pretend there's a little boy sliding down. Let's remove him for now. And you're going to make the big belly. And in this case, we have kha, which has 1 dot at the top. So again, remember, jim, ha, and kha are completely submerged under the water, except for the slide. The slide remains on top. Everything else, like the belly, remains at the bottom, swimming with the fish. Okay, so when you write down, so we're going to stop here for this video, but when you write down your letters alif through kha, reference this video and make sure you're going to practice them exactly as I show you. Alif, ba, ta, and tha are all above the line. They're floating like the sailboats. And jim, ha, kha are a combination of the two, where the slide part of the jim, ha, kha are above, and the bellies are submerged under, swimming with the fishes. Okay, that's it for this video. Inshallah, I'll be posting another video with the next 7 letters. These are the first 7. I'll post the next 7 in another video, and please practice your letters. Inshallah, next time. Assalamu alaikum.